All right, another story. Retiring Constitutional Court Justice Edwin Cameron says the world must tackle discriminatory laws within their criminal justice systems.
Now, he was speaking at the high-level political forum on sustainable development in New York, and Cameron says that ending violence, promoting the rule of law and strengthening institutions is crucial to increasing access to justice for all.
Forums being held under the theme Empowering People and Ensuring Inclusiveness and Equality. But it's an assessment of the role criminal law plays in excluding people from society that is of most concern to this judge who sits on South Africa's apex court.
Discriminatory criminal laws that target people based on their sexual orientation. I speak with personal knowledge of that as a proudly and openly gay man. Gender identity, drug use, or those that criminalize sex work, or adolescents exploring their sexuality with each other, an issue on which the court on which I sit a few years ago struck down a criminal prohibition on youngsters under 16 having sexually exploratory contact with each other, or women making reproductive health decisions. All these laws do leave people behind, but they do more than that. They actively push them down and back. They are an unjust, irrational targeting and persecution of people through the criminal law.
He explained that criminal law was being misused and distorted to target certain groups disproportionately, among them people who use drugs, people who offer sexual services for reward, men who have sex with men, women seeking reproductive services, and people living with HIV, among others.
What is the role of the rule of law?
We asked him how he viewed South Africa's implementation of the targets contained in SDG 16.
What I can say is that the degradation of independent institutions in our country over the last 9 years undoubtedly affected law enforcement. We had degradation of crime intelligence, degradation of the independent prosecuting authority, degradation of the police at the top ranks. It enfeebled and affected law enforcement throughout. What we do know as judges and law enforcement officials is that abstract policies, grand visions, laws, we've got lots of those in South Africa. If there's an issue, we in South Africa have known over the last 25 years of democracy how to throw laws and policies at it. What we need in South Africa is application.
On the question of ending violent crime, particularly in the South African context, he warned that harsher sentences were not the answer.
We know that harsh sentences do not deter crime. What does deter crime is the certainty of detection, arraignment, and prosecution. It's not high sentences. So if we in South Africa can get our law enforcement agencies, crime intelligence agencies, CID agencies back operating again, and I do believe we can, because we have a president who's committed to social justice, a president who's committed to a functioning, disinterested bureaucracy and government services. I believe that we can reduce crime. And I think it's a practicable result. But of course it takes a lot of institutional work. There's no magical answer, but it can be done with a lot of hard work from all of us.
Cameron will step down from the Constitutional Court on August 20th, exactly 25 years after his appointment to the bench by former President Nelson Mandela in 1994. Sherwin Brycebees, SABC News, New York.